my dad, when he found out, threw a fucking fit. And so that was the beginning of the end for my parents' relationship. And this is crazy that I felt comfortable enough saying that. Like, I would never have thought in a million years I'm going to share that fucking story. I can't believe I just did.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's not even bad, but I see that was hard for you, so
Yeah.
thank you.
While you do your jumping jacks.
Isn't it interesting how like the only thing that Raven stopped working out for and like literally turned her head like the girl from The Exorcist, like all her attention was focused, is when SK mentioned the polygamy, that his father was polygamous.
I come from a polygamous family. My dad has more than one wife. As fluid and as not so abnormal as it was for us back then growing up, like I've never really thought about like doing that.
I find that very fascinating, especially given everything that's coming out now about SK and how he's had affairs with at least 2 other girls. Makes you think like the apple doesn't fall far from the polygamous tree. And sidebar, even though it was kind of like funny and weird and some people consider it rude how Raven didn't stop working out to hear Bartise's story, but Bartise's story, I mean, I know in his mind it seemed like a very emotional story, but that goes to show you how shallow he is, because that story was so random. But we'll get to Bartise in a minute. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And judging by the amazing reaction to last week's video, I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more of these, so thank you very much. And if you're new, please take a minute to check out everything else that's on my channel. I call myself a drag therapist, and I do a lot of lip sync stories, and I also do lip sync theater shows that are also recorded and posted here on my channel. So don't forget to subscribe. Initially, I wanted to make a video about what a surprisingly strong couple SK and Raven are, because they never rushed into anything and Raven was very careful. But the stuff that's come out the last week, which I'm sure you've seen all over the internet about SK being cheating, basically, and it's kind of hindsight is 2020, as they say, but when you look back, you actually see all the signs, because from the very first time that he told her about his father being polygamous and how he doesn't want to be like his father, he kept going on and on about that. And it makes you think, like, anytime people are insisting on something unprovoked, or when they just volunteer this information, they keep insisting that there's something, chances are they're probably the opposite of that. And you see that a lot on the dating apps, those people who write, I'm drama free, I'm very honest, and drama queens, please stay away. You're like, you're the biggest drama queen when you write something like that. That iconic line from Shakespeare, the lady doth protest too much, methinks. Yeah, it's one of those. That said, I have to say about Hannah, the girl who came out with all the receipts about SK, being still with her while being engaged to Raven. I don't know how much of her story I believe. She went on TikTok, spoke for an hour, and you can pretty much cut it down to 5 minutes of actually saying something. There was a lot of, whatever. And then there was these gaps of like 6 months. He wasn't dating you, girl. I mean, if anyone was being played, it's Raven, not you. She's also very delusional, because before he took her on one of these trips, she saw some notification go off on his phone saying that he's from someone called Fiance. And she still ignored that and went on the trip. Basically, she's getting a lot of free trips. But the one thing that really stood out from what Hannah was saying about SK is that he told her this one line that sounded pretty truthful because of how specific it is. He said that I won't get married until I know I can be faithful to the woman. And that's very interesting when you see how things played out at the altar with Raven.
Do not.
And also at the altar, by the way, right before he says no, when the person officiating the wedding is asking some questions about like their vows, and he just kind of like giggles a little bit.
Do you promise to love, honor, cherish, and protect her, forsaking all others,
Again, hindsight. There's a lot of other red flags, like at the reunion when she went in to kiss him and he dodged the kiss. Did you see it for a second? And then he turned back and kissed her because she came in so excited. It's like, what's that about? I kind of don't want to believe everything that's out there, but it's kind of hard not to, because especially Raven just, scrubbed her whole Instagram of all his pictures. But interestingly, she left all the videos of him on TikTok, because on TikTok, you can make money from your videos when they pass 1 million views, I think. So it's like, are they all in on it? Or no, I mean, probably not. I mean, she has every right to make money. I mean, if he hurt her, at least she might as well make some money off of it, right? Let's say we believe everything that's being said about SK right now. It just makes you think of how strategic he is and that he's in it for the long game. Like, he knew she's the kind of girl who is not being who's not into being flattered and giving compliments and told how sexy she is, because he figured out very early on that she's heard that 1 million times before. He knew that what she wants to be loved for is her mind.
I really appreciate your non-judgmental attitude towards this, and I have to say that I have not found that in any other woman but you.
Basically, he knew how to get her. And even after they left the pause, he just wasn't making advances. He wanted it to happen at her pace, which is very intelligent. And also, another thing that really tells you what she cares about, or what she came to the show looking for, is to be seen for who she is on the inside, which I love and really, really relate to, is at the pool after she turned Bartise down, which was beautiful the way she did it. But anyway, the way she said that he had all these compliments for physical Raven, but what about pod Raven or like inner Raven?
The reason why I'm not super flattered by what Bartise is saying is because like Bartise never had any compliments for the pod Raven until now. He has compliments for the physical Raven. So for me, it's like not flattering at all.
Yeah, and that's something I really relate to when it comes to Raven, is how sick and tired she is of being loved or wanted for sex. But it also makes me think that a lot of us, not just Raven, we put ourselves forward in the world in a certain way. We just offer that up, but then we get hurt when all people want from us is that. Not to blame her or anything. It's almost like with Colleen, like she was like, oh my God, I hate that guys are so intrigued by me being a ballerina. But then she's like, literally, I'm a ballerina. That's all she said. But there's going to be a video about Colleen next week. And it makes you think that why do some of us get in that position? It's like we probably unconsciously put ourselves in that position for reasons way too many to count right now. But we just find ourselves in a place where like, shit, I've been offering up myself that way. I've been putting myself forward in the world in that way. And now that's all everybody wants. And you're just sitting there really hungry to be loved. I mean, I've been very slutty throughout all my life. And now I'm at a point where like...
Also, this is a big thing for me to even say.
Yeah.
I do, like, on the weekends, like, I do some service industry things.
And while Raven was really played by SK, because really, I mean, I was shocked, as from what I can see, everybody else on the internet is shocked as well, like how SK really played her and fooled her. Yeah, you can say there's ways to pick up on the red flags earlier, but, sometimes we can only do that from these experiences. But while all that happened, and we can excuse Raven, Nancy, on the other hand, Jesus, this girl, like, it was literally hitting her over the head with it. Like, do you know that movie Muriel's Wedding, that iconic line, you've got no dignity, Muriel? Yeah, that's what I want to say every time I see Nancy.
Sometimes it's embarrassing to go to those family functions and be asked, when is it going to happen? There must be something wrong with you. So I'm here because I'm looking for a husband.
She's just so desperate to be loved. And again, that's something we can all relate to, or not all, maybe I can definitely relate to it. I mean, there was a time, this is actually a similarity that I have with Nancy. I'm embarrassed to admit, but like when I was first coming out of the closet, I think it was around the time I was 18, 19, and I fell in love with this guy who was, just clearly wasn't interested in me, but just, playing. And I fell in love with him because I was all about the magical thinking and all of that crap. And I remember once at the club, my sister just kind of walked up to that guy and really told him off for like, you know, playing games with me. And because I clearly couldn't do that for myself, I was just head over heels. And that reminded me a lot of the scene at the wedding after Bartise dumped Nancy and how they were standing up for her. And yet she was just pushing her family away. It's like, that's how digmatized she was. I'm gonna let a lady called Esther Hicks, who I've lip synced to as well, tell Nancy a few wise words. So, roll the tape.
She made a decision about something. Let someone in her life up close pretty good. Felt weird right from the beginning. And instead of following her guidance, she overrode her guidance by wanting to give that person the benefit of the doubt. And then it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then she said, I knew it then, 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 I knew it then. I really know it now. I really, really, really know it now. I really, really, really know it now.
Also, like what Bartise told her the first time he met Raven, when that Meet the Exes episode.
Raven's like the typical girl that I would go after in the real world. Like Raven's, she came down, she wearing the tight clothes. I was like, okay, she's a fucking smoke show.
When she was looking at him that way, I'm like, okay, that's the classy way to let him just finish his thing. And I was expecting her after he was done to be like, okay, this is unacceptable. The level of disrespect is just beyond. And then just walk off. But then the next morning...
How do you feel about getting out of this ranch and doing some excursions today?
Yes! What are we
Okay.
doing? Okay.
First thing I see is pizza.
Wine and pizza. Let's do it.
No dignity, Muriel.
That ditzy laugh. And girl, please, that laugh? Wow. It's so fake because Nancy is like out here like being a real estate mogul. She owns like, I don't know, 17 properties and she's making all this money. And like, you don't get to do that by being... You're very strategic, you're very intelligent. Because I remember one early on, like I think it was in the first episode where he told her when they were still in the pause, they're like, here comes that giggle. So she knows he likes that. And another like sidebar about that real estate thing is when she told Bartise that if I make $200,000 a year, we're both making $200,000. That was the first time that you actually see Bartise happy at being with Nancy. He lit up like a Christmas tree. Let's go, you know, but then obviously that soon died down and he just started coming up with all these excuses, like bringing up that abortion thing with the family. It's like, oh my God, it's a lot. And you know, I really think Nancy's still in love with Bartise because first of all, did you see her transformation glow up on Instagram or the look she's rocking right now? All right, girl, I think you're trying to look like Raven there with like blonde hair and she clearly lost a lot of weight wearing these fitness clothes. And I saw her on one interview with the Vile Files, this podcaster on YouTube. He speaks to a lot of the people that come on the show. And they were basically, the hosts of the show were telling her like, oh my God, we're so heartbroken that Bartise did that to you. And they're trying to give her compliments by telling her, we think you look amazing, you look gorgeous, because Bartise was always telling her that she doesn't look good. She's like, yeah, I know. Now she's kind of like, you know, overcompensating by like, but girl, you're still trying to attract Bartise, because not only that blonde look, but if you saw at the reunion, she was like holding it together, and the second he told her that he alluded to regretting that he told her no, she just broke down in tears, very genuine tears, and that was like, oh fuck, you still love him.
You.
I don't know, Bartise must be really good in bed, because this girl, after having sex with him, she was in. Yeah, she was not gonna let go. And I can't shake that image of him like the day after they first had sex, he's sitting in the bathrobe and he's like, yeah, we did that.
There was some touching and some consummation of the engagement going on. Yeah, we did a couple times maybe.
This is probably a controversial thing to say, but like, dumb people are always good in bed. I don't know. Have you ever tried having sex with a smart person? It's always awkward. Or I don't know, maybe that says something about me and how like, I think because dumb people don't really see you. So it's easy to just have like a sexual fantasy, whereas a smart person can see through your soul. Now that I put it out that way, I think, I just don't want to be seen for who I am. Full circle, back to what I was saying about Raven. And something else about Oh, that's my cat. She wants to go out in the hallway. And something else about Bartise, like how he's just constantly talking about, me and Raven, like if people see us, we're the shit, and everybody, everyone comes up to me at the bar and I'm the one, and like just constantly bragging about his looks. You're like, again, thou doth protest too much, methinks, because it's not giving actual confidence. And I think people who's just constantly like bragging about something, like, they feel the opposite deep down inside. And I was just, the more I kept hearing him talk that way, I'm thinking, okay, he must have really gotten zero attention in high school. When he was young, he must have been unattractive or told he was unattractive. And guess what? I did a little snooping and I found the pictures of him when he was young. Yeah, he doesn't look like he looks right now. So I don't know, maybe he's carrying a little bit of insecurity from those times. So the conclusion to this very insightful analysis is that, it's self-worth, or lack thereof, really. It's like when you don't have genuine, sincere self-worth, when you don't think highly of yourself, you're going to be easy prey. And I would say, like, maybe it's good to actually conclude this with an advice to Nancy about what real love is. Like, real love is not supposed to hurt. Real love is supposed to be easy. Real love is supposed to be something that makes you feel safe and grounded and just, just loved for who you really are. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching this. Please subscribe and like, comment, and share, because it really helps the algorithm and people discovering my work. And let me know what else, because I'm thinking for next week I'll do Colleen and Matt, maybe Alexa and Brennan, maybe a video about all the seasons past, the couples. Yeah, let me know what you think, because I'm obsessed with the show and I'm happy to talk about it and analyze it. So, yay. Bye.